Hey guys, what's going on? It's Memorial Day weekend, and everybody's always looking forward to that because that's basically the indicator where, most importantly, yeah, we're kicking off summer, but the high schools are getting out. College graduations are just about to occur if they haven't already. If you guys, for those of you who know me, you guys know that I'm a trivia person. I am a person who enjoys facts, whether it's useful or useless. We're gonna have a little. Let me see. I got my tea. So we're gonna have a little fact-filled episode here about Memorial Day and what to expect this year for 2018 and how things have changed for in terms of what the numbers were from 2017. So since it is a holiday weekend, I traded out my tea and I got a twisted tea. Haven't had one of these in a while. So let's go through the facts here and see what we got. Okay, in terms of remembrance and celebrating the holiday, again, like I said, a lot of people think barbecue, drinking, starting the summer, and things like that. Just wanted to go over some things in terms of remembering the background of the holiday itself that are kind of interesting. Um, 45 plus million veterans have served the country in wartime. So you figure, I guess that number pretty much goes back to in the early parts when the country was founded. So that's a really big number. When you think of military and everyone that has served in the military, one of the things you think about is Arlington National Cemetery down in Virginia, and down there, there's 260,000 graves in that cemetery, and every year for Memorial Day, all the graves, all 260,000, are completely rested with American flags. So you kind of wonder how many people they have do that, how long that takes. That's kind of like an interesting little thing in terms of the importance. 3 o'clock. So wherever you are celebrating Memorial Day on Monday, 3 o'clock on the dot, that is the designated moment of silence, to just kind of take the minute for all of those who have fallen in fighting for the country, all right, and the rights and the freedoms that we have. I know that's an iffy topic in terms of how people feel about that. That's fine, but the 3 o'clock, that's that designated moment of silence. New York was the first state to officially recognize Memorial Day back in 1873. And here's another kind of fact that goes along with that even though it was New York, there are 25 cities throughout the country that have tried to claim being the birthplace of Memorial Day. So it's kind of one of those things where you've got multiple locations trying to fight for the right to say, we were the first, we're the ones. In terms of festivities, a little bit of fun. All right, this is kind of what more people think about. Just kind of like, all right, enjoying the day off, have some fun with it. 60% of Americans plan to be barbecuing at some point over the weekend, whether it's the Saturday, the Sunday, the Monday, all three. At some point, every 3 out of 5, they're going to be barbecuing something. All right, from Memorial Day weekend, which is basically indicates the beginning of summer for that's how it's kind of looked at and recognized, until Labor Day weekend at the end of the summer, 818 hot dogs are consumed per second in that time frame. So over the course of the summer, you're talking about 7 billion hot dogs in total. Like I don't eat hot dogs all that much. Usually most of the hot dogs I eat over the course of the year are over the summer. But 7 billion, that's a lot. To go along with that, just for the weekend of Memorial Day, not the whole summer, you're probably going to be looking at a total of $1.5 billion in sales of meats and seafoods. So you're probably talking beef, hot dogs, ribs. I don't know if there's going to be pork in there, probably. So if you do some pulled pork, depending on where you're going, and they say seafood, so maybe I think you're probably talking shrimp is probably a good one ideal in there. If someone's getting a little crazy, maybe they do the lobster tails and the salmon or something. I don't know. But it's mostly going to consist of your meats because that's the easiest stuff, and then chicken in order to grill. So you kind of have a lot of that stuff in there. Again, In terms of summer, because again, this is kind of where we're starting, the top three over the course of the year, but the top three happen over the course of the summer in terms of beer sales. Memorial Day is number 2 of the top 3 beer sales out of the year. 4th of July is number 1, and then Labor Day weekend, which basically closes out the summer, that's number 3. So that's kind of how that pans out over the year in terms of things. I got to go back. I feel my mouth getting dry. I gotta have my switch back to the regular Pure Leaf. That's good. Now, for the holiday, a lot of people usually travel. So it's either whether even if you're traveling minimally or if you're traveling 45 minutes to an hour, whatever the case may be. I don't know. A lot of people do travel for the holiday. You figure there are 41.5 million Americans plan to travel over the weekend. So of that, you're talking just under 37 million are going to be driving, and just over 3 million are going to be flying. So that's kind of the estimate for the breakdown for that part of it. 11% of Americans say that Memorial Day is the best summer holiday. And I think probably for that, I'm sure it varies throughout the country. I know here in the tri-state area, if you're figuring anywhere, I would say, if I had to guess, I'm saying probably New Jersey, the city portions of New York, so kind of where you have your New York City boroughs, maybe Delaware and sections of like Philly and Pennsylvania. I would think Memorial Day is the best part of the summer, because up in this area, you like to hit your shore points, whether you're going to, you got Asbury Park, you've got Seaside, Point Pleasant, Wildwood. There's so many shore points that people like to go to. So I know that's kind of how we look at it. If you're not going anywhere, you're sticking around here barbecuing. If you're traveling, you're most likely going down the shore. So, but in terms of celebrating the holiday, 90% of companies will be closed to observe the holiday. So again, my company, we're closed tomorrow. We were a little bit quieter today. So, it's kind of, it was what it was. You figure a lot of people are already traveling and, either being where they're going to be, or, they're, leaving to get a jump for tomorrow. Gas, this is something I've noticed for a while now, so this isn't really, it's not a surprise that it's higher, but how much higher, I didn't even think about it. Currently, gas is 67 cents higher today than it was Memorial Day last year. So, and when I say today is the day before Memorial Day. So 364 days ago. It is 67 cents higher currently than it was last year. So that's a decent jump, considering it's been pretty solid for the past, maybe 3 years. It's been decent. And in terms of traveling destinations, Orlando, I don't know what about is for Orlando, but again, you do have options down there. Again, you got Disney, you've got Universal. That would be my guess. Orlando is the number 1 travel destination for the weekend for Memorial Day holiday. I know I have a buddy down in Florida right now. He's not happy because the weather down there is actually the same that we're having up here in Jersey right now. It's kind of gray skies, cloudy, rainy, and I think down there they're in the middle of a tropical storming watch. I think it was Alberto. I'm not sure. I've been a little out of tune with what's going on with the hurricanes being this early in the season. It's kind of weird. The other thing on here, too, is Memorial Day weekend sales, okay? Now, sales kind of covers a lot of different things. Whenever there's some sort of holiday, you have the companies that they want to put up some sort of sale to kind of, increase things. And there's one specific one, obviously, I'll touch on that in a minute. But you figure 41% of shoppers plan on taking advantage of Memorial Day weekend sales. So, other people are probably just going out doing whatever. And, depending, again, on what you're buying, you figure every 2 out of 5 people are looking to benefit from some sort of sale or holiday weekend discount. The sales can range anywhere. Again, it depends where you're going, what you're buying. But Memorial Day weekend sales range anywhere from as low as 20%, as high as 80% off of what the regular price. Again, depends on what the product is. Who knows? I did some research on here, too, that also popped up. Veterans can receive freebies or specials at some certain locations. The ones that popped up is you got Home Depot and a Lowe's. Obviously, those two go together. They're competition. So I don't know the specifics. I just know that those were two businesses that did pop up. Texas de Brazil, that's a good Brazilian rodizio restaurant. So if you're a meat lover and you almost like buffet all you can eat, Texas de Brazil is a good place to go. Under Armour was another company. Colonial Williamsburg makes sense being down, just south of DC, kind of having a historical thing to it. So I can see in that. And there were a few other locations too. None of the other businesses were in the area. A lot of them seem to be out west. I had never heard of them. And if you're in the vehicle for a market, everybody at some point is in the market for a vehicle. There are 25, and it said minimum. It's a 25 plus. So who knows how many there are? But you figure there's at least 25 cars, probably a few more than that, that have Memorial Day weekend sales at $199 per month. So obviously, you based on that, it's X of money out of pocket plus your taxes and fees. Who knows what the breakdown is? But $200 a month, for a new car, depending on what you're looking for. There you go. That's not much of a problem. So that's pretty much it for my little fun facts here episode. All right, for this one, I'm sure I got an idea. Being that again, Memorial Day is coming up basically tomorrow, and summer's starting. And we all know once you start with summer, now you kind of get some of the good music going. What's the summer song of the year going to be? So I have an idea for some music, but that'll be coming up soon. The main thing to remember, guys, is stay safe, because you figure, again, like they said, with all of the, with the alcohol and everything, whether you're boating, if you're going out on a lake, or you're doing on a jet ski, a Sea-Doo, if you're going to be driving, just stay safe, because obviously it is a drinking holiday. You're going to celebrate, so just stay safe that way. And a lot of people don't think about it, but even with cooking, stay safe, because a lot of grilling with the fire, whether it's charcoal, barbecue, things like that. So, just be careful, stay safe, enjoy your holiday, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. See you next time.